There's a lot of moments in NASCAR where you just have to see it to believe it. A lot of the things that happen in NASCAR happen at a split second. And some of them, there's no way you would believe it unless you saw it. Well, in this video, we're going to be looking at some of the greatest see it to believe it moments in NASCAR history. Starting off in the middle of the 2013 Kansas playoff race, there was a caution that was thrown because of a fire that started on the grass, but outside of the track in turn number 1. Kevin Harvick was leading, and as the smoke billowed over the track, a lot of the drivers were complaining that it was hard to see, so they had to throw a caution for the smoke.
Something going on up on the hillside hospitality area overlooking turn 1, and you see the drivers racing through that smoke. It doesn't have anything to do with what's going on the racetrack. We'll see if we can find out exactly what it is here in a minute.
Well, that's got to be unsettling for the drivers to drive through that deal.
I promise you, at 190 miles an hour entering that corner, already treacherous conditions to start with.
It puts another car on the lead lap.
Yep. David Gilliland gets the free pass. Second of his laps that he needed to make up. Got them both. So the 8th caution flag of the race. And that one's a little different. That one is a little different. Pit road not open yet because the pace car is still having to collect the field.
He's actually sitting on the backstretch. He didn't quite get out there. And
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is probably going to be well known for his victory in the 2023 Daytona 500. But for me personally, the biggest Ricky Stenhouse moment that I remember is this crazy finish at Iowa when he blew his engine and teammate Carl Edwards plowed into the back of him while sliding through the oil at the finish of the race.
Looks as though he's got a little redemption in mind here tonight.
Oh, look out as he has a tire situation. Here comes Edwards right into it. They cross the line, and guess who wins the race? Stenhouse.
Well, thanks to Carl Edwards.
I hoped by the time I got to him that he would be out of the way. That was my only hope to win the race, but I don't think anyone's ever finished 1-2 with 2 torn up race cars like that.
Motor was kind of messing up on us there a little bit. We'll have to look at it at the shop, but awesome job to this team. Yeah, we couldn't do it without these guys working on this thing.
This is probably one of the more painful see it to believe it moments. Kevin Harvick was trying to claim his 2nd ever championship. All he had to do was have a decent day at Martinsville and he would be locked into the championship race. Kevin Harvick was having a career season, picking up 9 victories at an insane amount of top 10s and top 5s while leading at almost every race. It all came down to the final corner at Martinsville when Kevin Harvick had to pick up 1 position to make the championship race. And we all know what happens after that.
Through 3 and 4, he is going to win his way into the championship 4. Elliott wins at Martinsville. Can Harvick do it? The final turn. He needs the position.
Oh, Harvick spins the 18.
Turns into the 18. He turns as well. The 18 crosses the start-finish line, and Harvick is going to be out of the playoffs. The legends of NASCAR. Only 8 before him have ever won 4.
Oh, he's got a flat tire. The left front tire's flat.
It's down. He's going to go into the wall. Kyle Larson into the wall. The 48 of Bowman's going to get by him. A flat tire for Kyle Larson. And now Alex Bowman is going to win at Pocono.
Unbelievable. It's rare to win back-to-back races in NASCAR. It's even more rare to win back-to-back-to-back races. Well, Kyle Larson was trying to get 4 wins in a row, something that hasn't been done since 2007. He was 1 corner away from doing it until it all went wrong.
Good note for Kyle Busch. He won both prior races as he's got his hands full.
Get out back.
Wow.
That was a save.
That was a great save.
Difficult it is. Look how sideways Kyle Busch is. That car's crashed. It's basically crashed. He putting down its own tire tracks. He saves it, and unbelievably, doesn't overcorrect. It's so easy for that car to turn back to the right. He works it back and forth. That is pure just ability and reaction at that point.
Here's a look at the 5-hour energy move of tonight's race, and oh, Kyle Busch around.
And he saves it, as he did in 2012 when he went on to win. He spins it and saves it. Caution is out.
Kyle Busch is the modern driver who could save a race car at any given moment. These next two saves by Kyle Busch are just completely insane. The amount of car control that Kyle Busch has is something that very few drivers have, and Kyle Busch can save race cars unlike anybody else.
Again on Denny Hamlin's car riding around the racetrack.
This is the second time we've seen the hood fly off of the 11 of Denny Hamlin. This time, though, it looks as though the hood pins have been knocked out. It wasn't just that the pins weren't put on. It looks as though he may have hit someone and knocked those pins out in the front of that car.
And he's able to continue on because he can see through the flap in the hood. Where the flap opens in case the car spins, it keeps it on the ground. That's directly in front of him. So that's blown up, and he's actually looking through that hole. That's a
Imagine being blindfolded and trying to drive. That's probably impossible. Well, Denny Hamlin managed to drive without being able to see out his windshield at a road course race of all places. Denny Hamlin's hood flew over the windshield on his car at Watkins Glen, and he drove around the track. That is something impressive. This next clip is by far one of the craziest finishes in the NASCAR Xfinity Series I've ever seen. All three of the drivers were going for it at one of NASCAR's greatest tracks.
Oh, there's a lot of contact I want to do, and now Larson readies the car again. Creed off of the corner. Can Sheldon Creed hang on? His win would take him into the playoffs.
Watch Noah Gragson right here.
The 9 looking low. Noah Gragson to the low side, and Creed, he pulls the video game move. He's in the wall. Can he keep the throttle up? Here comes Noah Gragson. Creed cannot do it, and Gragson will win at Darlington.
Jimmy Johnson is one of, if not the greatest driver in NASCAR history. He won a lot of races. Not a lot of them were honestly that exciting, but he picked up 2 wins in his career in thrilling fashion. One of them was the 2005 Coca-Cola 600. Jimmy Johnson makes a late race pass on Bobby Labonte to close out his victory that night. Also, the 2011 Talladega race, where he beat Clint Boyer by just inches, being pushed by Dale Earnhardt Jr., passing all the leaders in an epic 4-wide pass. You ever play those NASCAR games where it's very hard to avoid the cars crashing? Well, this next clip, it's like everybody forgot how to avoid other cars crashing and just all piled in. This is the craziest crash to finish a race that nobody honestly seemed like they wanted to win. Everybody kept on crashing, and it wasn't until 11th place James Buescher came to take the checkered flag.
Half a lap to go. Here comes Stewart in the 33 as Logano goes to the point. 3 wide in turn 4. A squeeze to the outside wall. Trouble in the corner. Hard, vicious crash. Who gets through to win the race? Caution flag has just been called. The race leader is James Buescher in the 30 car. Unbelievable.
The inaugural race at Charlotte Motor Speedway under the lights saw one of the craziest finishes the sport has ever seen. It saw Dale Sr. being turned by Kyle Petty entering turn 3, and then Kyle Petty and Davey Allison coming to the line crashing. Davey Allison would win the race. Unfortunately, he hit the wall and was unconscious, but this is one of the wildest moments in NASCAR history. These next couple clips are honestly pretty entertaining and funny. The inaugural NASCAR Roval race saw, in practice, the pace car spin out. This next clip saw a jet dryer, not Juan Pablo Montoya, catch on fire at Pocono while trying to dry the track. And then Matt DiBenedetto being turned by a safety truck on pit road. This whole segment of clips is just very crazy, and honestly, I wouldn't have believed it unless I saw it.